Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Paterson, and I'm back again with another video. Today, I'm going to be redesigning your logos that you've put onto the subreddit. It's not enough for me just to review them. I think some of them can be changed slightly. And in the last time I did this, I got a lot of feedback. So I found logos with context this time. The main problem you guys had last time in those comments was that obviously with context, when people came out after and told me what the context of the designs were, they didn't really make any sense. So I found some logos that could be changed with context. The purpose of this video is to have, well, number one, to have fun. Number two, try and find a different solution to the problem. And hopefully, number three, make it look better than what we've got already. Okay, so the first one is Gadget and Gadget. This is a gadget store. So this one didn't receive many upvotes, but you can see we've got the actual logo type, which works well. We've got the icon, which is something that I wanted to change. When I saw this, I didn't particularly understand the icon. Obviously, you've shown how you've done it, and you've got a really fun way of showing the design. Obviously, showing magic. If we rotate the logo, it's a robot. I kind of understand that. But when it's here, this does not look like a G to me anyway. And I'm I create fonts, I do typography, logo types. I obsess over the small things, but this to me does not look like a legible G. So my challenge in this one is to try and make a legible G whilst keeping a similar form factor that you already have, because the logo type you've got is brilliant. I really like that. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is just create a square. Going to steal the color, going to round it. And what I think we could do is basically pretend to cut. So what I do, instead of actually cutting it out of the shape, I just change the shapes to the background color, and it gives the illusion of me cutting it while still having the full editability. So my plan is to sort of make it a G, and there's a few ways I could do this. I could make a G like this. I can create another one, reflect it and give it a positive color, bring this down. We sort of have a G here already. Obviously it's not perfect, but we can try and make it perfect by just increasing this, increase this. And I'm just getting an overall look, and that kind of looks like a G, but it's not balanced correctly. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is, once I'm happy with a certain shape, copy it so I don't mess up. This is just what I normally do. If you don't copy your shapes or your logos, then you're kind of screwed, because then if you want to go back and see where you came from, you can't. We've got a sort of G there for Gadget and Gadget. Obviously, we've got the rounded corners on the outside, and we've got really hard, sharp corners on the inside to give that G shape. The other way I wanted to play around with this was with a circle, obviously keeping it the same color, but I'm going to do it in a stroke fashion. And because obviously we've gone for a square G, which is more gadgety, we actually have like a way of creating a G here like so. And then we could create the G here without this. Kind of looks a bit strange, but that's an on button and a G. That's kind of gadgety, but I've seen this logo before. I definitely have. This is not an original logo right here, because that is the Gadget Show logo. So that doesn't work. Something else I could do with the design is play around with the fact that there's two G's in the logo type. So we could play around with the idea of taking this G, moving it down. Then we have these. I could just take one of these G's again. Then I could go ahead and flip it vertically. No, that doesn't work. I mean, that would be cool for like glasses, if it was like a glasses shop, because then we could like do this if it was like a glasses thing, like a G and a G, but that doesn't work. What about vertically? We could do it vertically. When it's scaled down, it kind of doesn't work very well like that. One thing I'm not trying to do is like to be too original. I think a lot of designers, especially logo designers, try to be more original than good. And I think if you start off just trying to do something good and then work away from that a little bit to get towards something slightly unique, you'd get a much better pool of work around you rather than just trying to be original. Original is not necessarily good. So what I could do is bring this over again. We could try and round some corners here. Now for me personally, this logo works better, and it's something that I would choose. Obviously the spacing and consistency is all over the place right here, because it's just not enough of it when it's scaled. But the reason why I chose this is that when you can identify it as a G, works better. It's got the gadgety nature in it, which is very hard corners, but also round, very geometric as well, works as an icon. That's the way that I always try and check my logos, especially icons. If it works as an app icon, it generally works in all scalabilities, and it looks good against the rounded G's here. Obviously in 10 minutes, you could probably create better in 20, but for now, that's a pretty good direction. Let me know your thoughts. Before I go into my second redesign, I want to plug my Skillshare original class. About half a year ago, we released our Skillshare original class. It's about generating iconic logo design ideas. So if you're struggling like I am here in some cases to come up with ideas, I've got a really cool class that you can watch by clicking the link down below. And what it does is it teaches you the steps to generating really good iconic logo design ideas. I can guarantee you, you'll find the course interesting regardless of what you learn in there. It just goes behind the process of what I do in real life when I'm designing for clients. It goes into the ideas that I'm generating, and it really will help you see my process. So go ahead, give it a watch. It's really good. Thanks. Okay, the next one I'm redesigning is Delivery Pro, and this is a B2B service shipping company. So it supplies things like pens, paper, and stuff. And I thought when I saw this, the logo type looks good. The color is very out there. It's a big yellow for a B2B company, meaning business to business. So they don't deal with like average people on the street. They deal with other businesses. This could do with a bit of a redesign, not because it's bad or anything like that, but I think we can do something better. So the first thing I'm wondering is if we can get the letter D and P in there. Obviously that's a big cliche, but it's a great starting place. So to get the letter D, I'm going to go back to the basics of this. I'm going to thick this up even more. What I know about the D and the P and the Delivery Pro is that they've both got similar attributes that we can use. They both got this. So if you see the D here and the P here, I'm going to write it and show you. The way that I'm thinking is that the D has this as well. The P is kind of like a half a D or half a B, and we can use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically just copy this and paste it in front and scale it down. And from there, we're going to go ahead and simply create a line from this one down. Now that I've done that, what I can do is bring this over here. So copy it over like I normally do, so I don't freak out in case anything goes wrong. Then I'm going to go ahead, click the D, get rid of this, and just cut here. Here. Now we have some negative space because there's two lines. And there we go, we got DP. And what we can do with this is, again, copy it, outline the stroke, unite it together, and you've got Delivery Pro. So with typography, I don't want to change it too much because I think you've done a pretty good job with that already. You don't need to go too crazy if it's a B2B. You want it to look good though. Yeah, what we'll do is the extra bold oblique, make it a bit oblique to give it that space there. And I think we should put them together like so. Maybe even drop down like what you've done. I like that. So what I'll do is I'll create a yellow, send it to the back. Let's scale all this down. I like to scale my logos down and work with them the really small. It kind of helps me discover any issues that are happening in there. And I like to take the smart guides off so I can really move things around easily. You know, I like that. I like the look of that. What I can do is do a different composition maybe. What if I put the thing there, move this, move this. Now that kind of looks a bit weird. And there we go. We've gone for a DP. It's right in there. I'm assuming this probably won't be original because it seems like a very cliche way of bringing a D and a P together. Future Will here. This design, this logo is basically the same as the DisplayPort icon. It's super similar. So it just goes to show that you've got to do your research when designing logos. My bad. Back to the video. I mean, something you could do, to be fair, with this is actually change up the whole icon by selecting this corner. And if we just click with option, you can see that this corner setting changes, and we can just make a break in this corner here to give it a different vibe. Obviously with the color, you could change this a little bit because it doesn't need to be bright yellow. You could choose something just black, white. If you wanted to be a bit more professional, you could go for a grayscale colors, you know, just the grays because it's a B2B. I understand the qualm you have with it though, being that. So I'll respect the color choice. There you go. There's my version of Delivery Pro. Let me know what you guys think. 10 minutes, not bad. And the last one that I saw pop on the Reddit, I didn't know if it was a joke or not. I'm assuming it's not because the guy or gal seems very adamant that it's not on the subreddit, but this is for Super Science. It's a design channel on YouTube, and they have these. I'm a bit confused, but if it's going to be for children, then we better make it a bit playful, but not like this. This doesn't really make sense. I think this is supposed to be atoms or something. So what I'll do with this is, instead of creating, obviously, this sort of design where it's symmetrical, we'll go ahead and create something like a DNA strand. Obviously, this might be a bit cliche, but it will look a heck of a lot better than what you've already got. So to do that, I think I'll create an S curve like so, and we'll bring it up to 20 points. I'm going to go ahead, copy it over, and we can copy these again horizontally, scale it out, and then we've got a DNA strand pattern right here. I'm going to select them away, and what we're going to do is actually outline the strokes here, because I want to choose some like colors that could work. And let's change the blend modes to multiply, so we get this cool 3D effect in the middle. Now, to create something a bit different than just the DNA strands, we'll create some of these circles which can like balance it out, and then we'll choose a typeface. Now, I'm guessing this is for children, so for children we can choose a bit of a crazy one like you see on Nickelodeon or something like that. So when I saw your logo, I thought of getting a new font for it, so this is the one that I think would work the best. We'll turn this around, so it may look a bit strange at first, but we'll see, in a bit more fun and playful tone. And that is a start. Obviously, you could keep going, but comparatively, I think we've got a start there. What I would suggest for you, dude, if you're wanting a logo design or something a bit better, is go ahead and look at other people's logos on the subreddit, see how they've done it. The process that I've used here is go for an idea, see if it works. If this idea doesn't work, go ahead, start again. Think of another visual imagery that you could attach to your brand, so Super Science, and roll with that. For this one, I've chosen a DNA thing because it's sort of scientific. I've put some of these dots here to give it make it a bit unique all the way around. I've got the brand colors, which are these, you know, blue and orange, seem a bit more exciting with the teal and orange. And if it's for children, obviously you can use a typeface like this. So guys, there you have it. Those are the redesigns. Obviously they're 10 minutes. This last one didn't really have much context, so don't kill me if it's completely incorrect in context when they tell me afterwards. If you have a logo you want me to redesign or just to play around with on one of these videos, then go ahead and go to the subreddit. It's linked down below. We've nearly got 10,000 members or people who have joined that subreddit. So go post your work for critiques. Let me know if you want it redesigned. I'm always checking it, always seeing new things that have been popped up. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy it, remember to subscribe, ding the bell so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you soon. Goodbye. Bing.